Hello and welcome. Well, it's been a quiet day for the Nifty, and here we are, Nikki and I, where we wrap the markets up for you. Now, as far as the weekly gains or losses are concerned, coming to the Nifty, we've seen a decline of around 1.3%. However, today, as I've said, it's been a very, very quiet day, and we really haven't seen too much in terms of more gainers or losers either. With respect to the indices and its futures, we have seen some unwinding of positions in the index, the Nifty Bank as well as the Nifty, where we have seen a little bit of a decline. But do remember, there were big shorts made yesterday, and yesterday, of course, was when we saw a big decline of around 1.5%. Coming back to where the indices are concerned, let's also take a look at what's happened in the futures and options space. So starting off with writing, we're looking at big amount of writing in the 8800 call, and as far as the 8500 put is concerned, we've also seen a big spike with respect to an open interest. That also brings me down to the maximum open interest, which continues to remain in the 9000 call and the 8500 put, which also serves as a near-term support and resistance zone, or a range for that matter, as far as the Nifty goes. But Nikki, that's as far as the range for the Nifty is concerned. What about the big gainers and losers in today's day of trade when it comes to the Nifty?
Sure. Talking in terms of stock-specific activities, if we have to so list out the best performing stocks, then we have GAIL India towards the list, topping the list with gains of around 4%. Following it is L&T, Tata Motors, Reliance Industries. They've all gained in the range of around 2 to 1.5% to 2%. And also on the worst performing list that we have stocks like Lupin, Bajaj Auto, Asian Paints, Eicher Motors, Idea Cellular. They all have been beaten down today. Also Infosys has also featured in the list of worst performing stocks. Would you want to speak more on this, Agam, in terms of why Infosys is the gainer and we see Infosys is the loser and we see TCS as the gainer? More than that?
Absolutely. So, let's start with TCS because we had the numbers come in yesterday post-market, and we know that the numbers have disappointed the street. But with respect to the ratings and the price targets, well, we're really looking at mixed trends as far as the brokerages are concerned. We have the likes of HSBC, which has retained their whole earnings with the price target around 2400, very much where TCS is right now. We have Macquarie, which has downgraded the stock to neutral and has also cut the prices to around, once again, 2400 from around 2800 earlier. And as far as Credit Suisse goes, maintaining a neutral stance with a price target of around 2500. So not much to be seen as far as TCS goes, and that stock has actually closed 2% in the green. Infosys, on the other hand, has seen a little bit of a problem. This is, of course, because of the revision of the guidance downwards to around 8 to 9% on a constant currency basis for as far as revenues go. And this, of course, has been tad below expectations for analysts. So while analysts were expecting a downgrade, the downgrades were not expected to be so deep. And this is also a reason why we are looking at a 2% correction on Infosys. Well, overall, we are looking at the reactions. Of course, we are waiting for brokerage notes for the Infosys to come in. But this is as far as stocks are concerned. Nikki, we also had some news on the WPI. What can you tell us about that?
Sure. So after encouraging a set of retail inflation numbers, we did see a good set of wholesale price and index inflation numbers. It eased around 3 months low of around 3.57% to in the September from 3.74 in the previous month. As food inflation came down by around 2.51% points. Much of this WPI inflation in vegetables witnessed deflationary pressures and was recorded at minus 10.91% in the September. Overall net there was also seen, we also did see some revision happening in WPI inflation for the month of July, which went up to 3.72% versus the provisional data of around 3.55%. So that's that on the economy front. More about the mid-cap stocks action that you want to talk about?
Absolutely. Let's consider some of the gainers, and we've seen very mixed trends considering we haven't seen too much move in the broader market indices too. Among the big gainers, we have Neel Kamal. We have seen about a 17.4% growth there. L&T Finance Holding, Tata Coffee, Diwan Housing and HT Media among the other gainers who have also gained well over 5 to 6% in today's day of trade. Following some losers, well, Jammu and Kashmir continues to fall on the back of the news flow that we've had in the past few days. TV18 broadcast, well, coming up with a disappointing set of numbers with the operational loss broadening on year-on-year basis, which is why you're taking a knock around 6.6% there. Signed TTK Prestige, Apollo Tires as well, also falling by well over 3%. But Nikki, once again, this is the usual move when we talk about the broader markets, you have some news flow as far as Reliance Communication and ACC is concerned.
Yeah, so both of these stocks rallied. Arcon rallied on the back. Arcon gained around 1.5% on the back of the news that it's signed a term agreement with one of the leading companies for selling of its telecom tower stake for around 11,000 crore. The company is going to be using this money to pay its debt. And HCC again was up on the news that the company has signed and has backed an order along with its joint venture VCCL for an amount which is worth around 367 crores for construction of safety tunnel in Manipur. So that's about it in terms of HCC and Reliance Communication.
Yeah, and I guess that's all that we have so far for the week. We have seen a decline of around 1.3%. Whether or not we can make a recovery, well, for that you just have to come and join us back this coming Monday as we take you through all that has happened through the week. But for now, it's a wrap, and I'd just like to tell you guys that you guys can once again tune into Thank God It's Friday, which is at 7 o'clock today, where we are going to be in conversation with Madhu Kela. He will be talking to us about the markets, his philosophy, and of course his conversations with the very well-known Jaggi Vasudeva. So also do tune in to Bloomberg Quint at 7 today. And well, that's all we have. So
Stay
I'll catch you
tuned.
guys again.
Yeah.